A tournament bid is being handed out tonight on CBS Sports Network. It's the Patriot League Championship from the beautiful campus of Lehigh University as Brett Reed and the Mountain Hawks host BU and Joe Jones. Someone's going to the dance. It is Inside College Basketball. It's Bracket Week presented by Kubota. We love this night.
Oh, yeah.
Mark that down on the calendar. Yep.
Especially you.
I love it.
You're always down for this night.
I love the Patriot League. It's the Wednesday of Championship Week. Adam Zucker, Wally Zerbiak, Emeka Okafor. Busiest man in show business.
Oh, yeah.
Giddy up.
He's giddying up. He's John Rothstein. It's the second night in a row we get to see a team punch their ticket to the tournament here on CBS Sports Network. So it's BU and Lehigh all on the line tonight, Emeka.
You know what? Like the new gig has given me a completely different perspective on March. With
This gig.
Just in general, like these single bid conferences. You know,
Yes.
I played at UConn, and I took going to the tournament for granted. If you had a strong regular season, if you took care of your conference, you were in, and conference tournament was just really a time to tune up and get seeding. But in the case of Navy, you have an amazing regular season.
Yeah.
14 in a row.
Yeah.
One bad moment and it's done.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't seem right, doesn't seem fair, but it's what makes March so beautiful.
Well said, Emeka. It's very stressful, to say the least. You have to play every possession like it's your last possession. I mean, these teams, they try to peak at this time. Like the regular season, obviously, if you win a regular season title, it's great. But you have to play well in these tournaments. That's why it's do-or-die type scenarios, and that's why we love this game like tonight. And this championship week, it's delivering already with one seeds going down, with a bunch of buzzer beaters.
Bunch of them.
It's just been an awesome week so far, and I can't wait for
Home arenas, too.
Conference tournament title games are always special, but when there are conference tournament title games, as you said, on a college campus, everything amplifies to a different level. Lehigh hasn't been to the NCAA tournament since 2012 when C.J. McCollum beat Duke in that unbelievable 15-2 upset. The home court advantage is something to watch tonight. And, Adam, that could be the fly in the ointment.
Almost beat Xavier.
That's right.
After that.
That's right.
And I don't want to hear that Lehigh's on spring break. Fill the seats.
Yes.
Come back to campus. Most of you are from New Jersey or New York.
Get over there, Sister Zerbiak.
Oh.
She's a Lehigh alum.
Oh,
Get out there. Get out to
All
Bethlehem.
right.
Hurry up.
So tip-off's
Get the whole
coming up at the
family
top
out
of the
there.
hour. Yeah, you have 26 minutes. Look, Lehigh swept BU in 2 close ones during the regular season. One was in overtime. The Mountain Hawks have played in 7 overtime games this season, most in the country, to go along with 23 of their games decided by single digits. Never mind the buzzer beater in the last game to advance. So BU should be expecting another close one here. The Terriers shooting 40% from 3, 5th best in the nation.
Yeah.
And, of course, their buzzer beater in the last one against Navy, Lehigh, earlier round. So we're going to expect more drama tonight. What is a key going into tip-off here, Emeka?
So for me, the key is, like, you have to contain Whitlock. Like, he's had 30 points both times that he's played BU, and you just can't allow a player to keep feasting on you like that. He's 12-20 from the first game, 9 of 16. He's pretty much just having his way. So if I'm BU, I'm double teaming him right off the bat, and I'm making somebody else beat me. I understand Hank Alvey had 30 points the other game, but Whitlock's done this 8 times this year. So I'm gonna put my bet on somebody else doing it versus him.
Stop him.
Great call. He's a scoring machine. No question, averaging 21 a game. I'm going with the home court advantage. Patriot League gets it right. The higher seed deserves to have this championship game on their home floor. Lehigh has earned that. I've never heard it referred to as fly in the ointment, but it could be the big difference in this game, John, because when you have your fans, when you have your home court, it means so much in college basketball. Emeka, you know it. And to work all season to get a pretty good seed and get rewarded for it, I think that is so valuable in these mid-major conferences to have this on their home floor. And I think that might be a big difference that Lehigh can take advantage of, because all these games, 8 games in the Patriot League, an average of 4.8 is the spread.
Yeah.
All these games have been really tight, so the home court advantage might be huge tonight.
You know, on opening night this season, I was fortunate enough to be on the call when Lehigh played at Houston. It was the night that Kelvin Sampson got his 800th win, and obviously Houston won the game. But Lehigh put up a fight for about half the game, and one of the main reasons why was Hank Alvey. At the mid-major level, this guy is a really gifted scorer. In talking to Lehigh's staff throughout the season, they have felt that Alvey had the potential to do what he did against Colgate, go for 35 and blocking 3 shots. And if this is a close game and they need a bucket late and they have to go inside, that's the guy who's going to get the majority of the touches.
There you go. And John, guess what? Guess what?
What?
This is March.
I've heard that before.
I don't know if you were aware.
Oh, yeah.
This also means that teams whose seasons are ending are moving on from tough situations. What is the latest?
Well, the big news today, Adam, obviously centers around your alma mater. Syracuse moving on from Adrian Autry after 3 seasons. You see 2 other jobs as of today open in the ACC. Boston College and Georgia Tech. Kansas State opened a couple of weeks ago. Oregon State made it official today that they will hire Michigan assistant Justin Joyner. This is also a great story because Justin Joyner was at Michigan. His wife and child are in Oregon because she's the soccer coach at Oregon. So now he gets closer to family.
Wow.
And will get a job in the new Pac-12. Moving forward, a couple of other power conference jobs to monitor in the next couple of days. Arizona State, obviously, with Bobby Hurley, Jeff Capel at Pitt, and also now Wes Miller at Cincinnati after the Bearcats bowed out early against UCF and Kansas City.
Wow, and Pitt would join that ACC list, although a lot of my old college friends are hitting me up.
Yeah.
It's Jerry McNamara time at Syracuse for all my buddies.
We'll get
from
into
college.
all that and more.
Of course, he's very busy right now. Congratulations, GMAC, the head coach with Siena. All right, we are getting ready for the Patriot League championship game. BU and Lehigh. Remember, the Mountain Hawks swept this season's matchup with BU. We are getting pumped around here. 23 minutes and counting.
Whitlock gets to the line, puts it up for the win. It's good! The half-court heave sends Lehigh to the semis.
BU chance back, Gladden. Goal! Chance Gladden sends BU to the title game.
And those were from nearly the same exact spot, 2 different places. We love buzzer beaters. Both teams had absolute thrillers on the road to tonight's championship game. Drama continues tonight as BU head coach Joe Jones looks to take the Terriers back to the tournament for the first time in 15 years. Our Haley Sutton will be on the sideline tonight and spoke with Coach a short time ago.
All right, Coach. Well, you told me yesterday it's all about turning the page from that buzzer beater that you had against Navy. Why is your team built for this moment today?
Well, we've been going through it. You know, obviously the year was unbelievable with the amount of injuries and adversity that we had to go through. We really had to reinvent ourselves midway through the year. We had so many close games that we lost when we were 3-7. But I think our guys just kept believing. Obviously, the bench mob has had a huge hand in just keeping our guys positive. We have really talented players. We have an excellent staff. And we feel like we're in good shape to do some great things tonight.
We know that this one could go the distance, even then some. Just 5 points separated your 2 teams this season. What's going to be the difference for your team in order to get the win? Well,
Brett and I have had some great matchups, and you know we're probably 500. Hopefully we can get this one, but this will be a really tough contest. They are really well coached. This is a great team we're playing. The kid Whitlock is as good as any guard. They got great post presence. And they really, really work to get good shots. So it's going to be a great game and really enjoyable, and hopefully we can come out on top.
You told me that you were drawing inspiration from your success in years past, the 2020 team, the 2014 team. What's your final message to these guys as they try to win a championship?
Well, really just to go be themselves. It's what's gotten us here. Just keep believing in themselves and what we do, and we can't go wrong.
Best of luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, picks time. Who wants to go first? I'm going to just open this up.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think Lehigh is going to win. The home court advantage is going to be huge. This is going to be an awesome basketball game because both these teams can light it up. They can really score the basketball. Michael McNair shoots 45.6%, 4th in the country from 3, and he hits 3.3 3.3 threes per game. A lot of threes. So this is going to be an outstanding basketball game. And both these teams play really close games every time they play. So I can't wait to watch this one.
And maybe he hits 3.3333333. We don't know. I didn't do the math.
You know, we talked last night about Hofstra making up for what happened in 2020. That obviously happened as well with Boston University. Boston University tonight makes up for lost time, gets in.
And to be specific, you're talking about winning their conference tournament.
And not getting to play in the NCAA
just like Hofstra did.
They had their tournaments played before the COVID shutdown, whereas a lot of other tournaments never even finished before Selection Sunday. All right, who's your pick?
If I'm Lehigh, I am feeling really good. You got Whitlock, who's cooked BU twice. You got Alvey, who's had a great game last game. They're on a 5-game winning streak, and they're at home. Like, all those ingredients, I would have my mind on win, and I'm sure Lehigh does.
And yet Navy, watching you say that, would counter with, we had won 14 in a row. Yeah. We were at home. Right?
Touche.
Right?
Did they have a pair of 30-point scorers, though?
Good call. It is spring break at Lehigh. I heard it's spring break at Butler as well, so they're traveling around. We have students in the studio right now. And we also have more breaking news, John.
Yeah, Arizona State and Bobby Hurley have officially now parted ways. Obviously, 11 years, got there in 2015, went to a couple of NCAA tournaments, but a new head coach will be on the sidelines for the Sun Devils next season.
All right, the night is about to get underway here. Buzzer beaters, they follow my friend Jason Knapp. He is on the call with Mocha Sarah and Hallie Sutton tonight from Bethlehem. Yes, madness lives here. We will see you back here at halftime from Bethlehem, PA.
Tonight, all eyes descend on Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, as the Patriot League is set to crown a 2026 champion. The host Lehigh has been on a collision course to the title all season long.
Whitlock puts it up for the win. It's good!
And it's Lehigh who's headed to the Patriot League title game. But they'll need to get past the never say die Boston U Terriers, coming off a couple wins for the H's.
Crowd rises. Chance against Jones. Step back jumper. Got it!
BU chance back. Gladden. Got it! Chance Gladden sends BU to the title game. Each is seeking a first NCAA tournament appearance in over a decade. 40 minutes remain for these two teams of destiny. Lehigh for the Patriot League Championship. It's next. You're watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota. From the beautiful Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania, the peak of the Patriot League men's basketball season. The championship game between Boston University and the host Mountain Hawks of Lehigh. What a tournament it's been so far. Late buckets helping BU to beat last year's tournament champ American in the quarterfinals and this year's regular season champion Navy in the semis. Lehigh, the half-court heave to survive against Holy Cross, then handling Colgate in the semis to set our championship showdown. Hi there, Jason Knapp here alongside Mocha Sarah. Hallie Sutton will join us for interviews and more. Mo, do we have another buzzer beater awaiting us? These two teams have come up so clutch thus far in the biggest moments of the season.
And two teams that are really evenly matched. They can both score. They can score in bunches. But I'll tell you what, they both have a flair for the dramatic.
If you're Lehigh, Mo, leave nothing to chance. BU's Chance Gladden, he will make you pay.
He sure will. This freshman guard has been nothing short of spectacular. The mid-range jumper, body control, and I'll tell you what, a terrific all-around guard with a flair for the extraordinary, the big game winner against Navy.
Back-to-back buzzer beaters for the freshmen. The Terriers also have one of the most efficient inside-out combos in the country.
And these two guys are really important because they complement each other. McNair's ability to make threes opens up the inside game for one of the best shooters around the rim in Ben Defty.
Lehigh, Mo, back in the Patriot League final for the second time in 3 years. Nasir Whitlock, he can score on anybody. Just ask BU.
I think Nasir Whitlock's one of the best scorers in the country. And I'll tell you what, he can put up 30 so quickly. Did it on the road at BU, did it back home at Lehigh, and his ability to get to the rim now as well as make three-pointers makes him really difficult to guard. But I'll tell you what, he can make big shots.
The Heave helping the Mountain Hawks survive to get here to the championship. And speaking of big games, Hank Alvey was monstrous in the semis.
Super sophomore, and his ability to score around the rim, really effective, opens up the outside and the perimeter for Lehigh.
Well, Boston University searching for its second Patriot League title. First chance to play in the NCAA tournament since 2011. Mountain Hawks looking for a fourth crown and first chance to dance since 2012. Just about ready to roll from Stabler Arena. First time ever the 2 seed and the 4 seed meet here in the 30-plus year history of the Patriot League Men's Basketball Championship affair. The starting lineups brought to you by Kubota. Get used to BU's starting 5. They've lost 7 players due to injury, and they've used a 7-man rotation for much of the season. And for Lehigh, Joshua Ingram, the junior, can do a little bit of everything. Third on this team in scoring, top 12 in the league in rebounding, assists, and also three-point percentage. For more on the matchup, let's check in with Haley Sutton.
Well, guys, it feels like no team is more battle-tested than BU, whose injury struggle started even before the season began back in the summer. Over 190 combined games missed for this unit. That's the most in the NCAA. But rather than sulk, head coach Joe Jones said that unit has become instrumental to their success this season. He even went as far as to say, I'm not sure we'd be here without their energy and excitement on the sidelines. As for Lehigh, Brett Reed also noted his impact of the bench this season, pointing to their connectivity and their willingness to play for one another. It was Hank Alvey's 30 points that got them to this championship game. But Reed says it's going to take every player in this roster to bring that title right back here, guys.
Haley, thanks. 2 teams that have turned it on in the most important part of the year. BU watching Lehigh win both regular season meetings in Boston in overtime. Here in Bethlehem, both one-possession games. Terriers come in winning 4 straight, 9 of its last 10. Mountain Hawks 5 in a row, 7 of its last 8. We're ready to tip it for a title. Mountain Hawks in the home whites with a brown trim. The Reds on the road for BU. And this should be a dance.
It sure should, Jason. You mentioned it. These teams very evenly matched. All their games in regular season were very close. They match up very well on both ends of the court.
Vasquez bounce look for Edouard Benoit. And inside, the 6'8" sophomore from Montreal, Canada, able to get the first points of the title game.
And that time they take advantage of a little bit of a height mismatch going against Abdullah inside.
Benoit, 4th on the team in scoring for the Mountain Hawks, close to 10 per game. Sam Hughes, corner look, can't get the roll. Then BU coming in good for about 9.5 made threes per game, and they're 5th in Division I in three-point proficiency, 40% from long range. Vasquez on the take, and the JUCO transfer able to tap it out there to Alvey. Benoit will try. Got it! Number 5 with 5 and Lehigh in the lead.
Great start, home crowd into it. Let me tell you something. It is hot in here. It is loud in here. What an atmosphere here in the Lehigh Valley tonight.
Unseasonably warm in the east, around 80 degrees today, and the heat has percolated inside this building. Speaking of people that have been hot, Michael McNair has been that all season long, 17 points per game.
Top 5 in the country in three-point percentage field goal. But there you see how he's improved. Shot fake, get to the rim early, get an easy basket.
And Mo, they worked on that at shoot-around today, getting McNair some post-up looks. Lehigh's excellent at defending the 3. They only give up about 6.5 per game. That's tops in the league. Benoit trying for another opportunity, and it caroms out to Ingram. They keep it alive for Whitlock. Can't land it from deep. And the rebound from Asmar Abdullah.
Big key for BU. Don't give up second chance shots. Already 2 offensive rebounds for Lehigh.
Gladden, the lob there for the 7-footer from Germany by way of St. Thomas More Prep in Connecticut.
Saw his high school coach here today, for Jerry Quinn from the great St. Thomas More, here to cheer him on. His son Michael, the associate head coach at BU. But I love that play by Chance Gladden. Great pass and terrific hands by Defty.
Whitlock for Alvey. Good individual showdown between the 2 bigs in this game, a pair of super sophomores. Whitlock holding out high. Gladden has the defensive assignment on him now. Step back, baseline short. And they did what Joe Jones was preaching, Mo, at shoot-around. No threes, no layups for Whitlock. Make him take contested twos. McNair on the bounce, able to get it off the window and down.
Michael McNair, not only a great three-point shooter, but he's got great size at his position. Long arms, physical presence, 2 great drives to the basket early for BU.
6'5" junior from Temecula, California, gives BU the lead. Alvy's tap almost went. Abdullah out of the pack with it for the Terriers. Gladden will wait and get it to McNair. He'll pull up. Off the side rim, rebound to Defty. Back to Gladden to reset. Looking for a post touch. Gets one for the 7-foot sophomore. Up, under, and in. Nice move for Defty around Alvy.
A deft finish there. Terrific using the rim and long arms. Young teams, both of these teams. No seniors in the starting lineup. Both of them really share the ball really well. They pass, take care of each other. Unselfish teams. 5 straight out of the gate for Lehigh. 8 unanswered in response thus far for BU. Benoit on the take, kick out. Vasquez, turn around in the paint, front rim, and Alvy gets another offensive board. Jumper is good. Edward Benoit has struggled to score of late. 8 big points thus far, all of the output for Lehigh. And another big offensive rebound. Tough to guard on that kick out for the 3. 3 offensive rebounds for Lehigh.
Abdullah keeps it going. Too strong off the window. Defty there with the follow putback.
Well, we've got what we thought early on here, too. Really evenly matched teams. They go right back and forth at each other. Another nice finish around the rim for the big fella.
BU 5 of 8 shooting thus far. Whitlock trying to get himself going. Again, Benoit has provided all of the points thus far for the Mountain Hawks. Alvy can't change that. Another tap attempt that just stayed out. Gladden probes the paint. Doubled there. Defty kickback. Abdullah. Another entry for Defty. He'll look to go up. Does. And the baby hook buried. Ben Defty converting top 10 in the league in scoring. 15 per game. He's already halfway there with 8 on perfect shooting.
Really impressive hands and feet around the rim for Ben Defty.
Lob for Alvy. Trying to wheel it to the outside. McNair in the way. Ingram. That's 3. The junior from Metuchen, New Jersey, knocks it down. Close to 40% for him on the season from long range.
Guy who's played a lot of minutes for them. Terrific experience and great range, as you see there early.
Back and forth these teams go. Looking for a timeout. We'll finally get one here on the turnover from Defty. First giveaway of the game. These teams have been in attack mode right away. Ben Defty finding a way to get the baby hook. And then Ingram left open and drains the 3. 1-point affair early on in the final. A look at the last 2 Patriot League tournament title teams for these schools. Of course, C.J. McCollum helped Lehigh to the win, then the upset of Duke in the NCAA tournament. BU won it all in 2020 at Colgate. But, of course, the world changed a few days later, and the tournament that year canceled due to the pandemic. You look at 2 veteran coaches, Mo, the all-time win leaders for their respective programs. You saw that big hug for them. They both know what it means for themselves and each other to get back here.
Tremendous respect for each other, tremendous coaches, tremendous leaders of young men. Just so fun being around them today. I think Brett Reed might have made the call of the day, though, going with the short sleeve shirt. Joe Jones got the full suit on tonight. It is hot in here, man. I'll tell you what, but as you mentioned, Jason, just tremendous respect for each other. And, no kidding aside, it's so warm in here that, I think hydration is going to be a big part, depth. And as you mentioned early on, BU only has 7 guys at their disposal tonight.
Again, heard Haley talk about it, lost so many guys to season-ending injuries. Benoit has been big, but he can't bury that one. And that will be intriguing. Joe Jones and the coaching staff at altered practice, gone still hard, but just shorter in length. They've been able to manage it for a majority of the year. We'll see if they can do it one more game here in the tournament. McNair can't hit from deep. All 12 of BU's points have been in the paint thus far. 0 of 3 long range thus far for the Terriers.
And Whitlock's been quiet offensively, but they've continued to go to Benoit. They must like that matchup and size differential, whether it's Tyson Gurk or Abdullah guarding him.
Yeah, the freshman from Johnstown, PA, guarding him now. Ingram on the take. And opportunity there on the rebound for Alfredo Adeza. The sophomores checked in for Alvey. And there will be a foul. For more about the temperatures here, let's go to Haley.
Well, guys, you guys are talking about how warm it is. I personally have a portable fan that I'm blowing to keep myself cool down here. But to make matters even more challenging for Boston, when they drove up here, they drove 5.5 hours with no AC on their bus. Joe Jones told me that it was a long trip to get here. Chase Gladden told me yesterday he was so excited to get to the hotel and get a shower. He said the focus is staying hydrated. So one thing I'm keeping an eye on is making sure these guys aren't cramping.
Haley, thanks. Again, back-to-back days of unseasonably warm temps in this part of the country and for a good chunk of the country. Teams trying to work through it. And there is Whitlock again. 21.1 points per game, top 20 in the nation.
And that's the shot they're going to force him to make. They don't want him getting all the way to the basket, as you mentioned earlier, Jason. They don't want him shooting threes, but boy, he is a shot maker, and he can get a quick 30 on you.
McNair can do the same at the other end. Double team there, shutting him down on the baseline. Quinn Nielsen, again, the one walk-on that plays. 6'11" big man in there right now for BU. 4 on the shot clock. Gladden puts it up. Can't get it. Long rebound to Adeza. And Lehigh just 5 of 15 shooting. Whitlock can't drain that one. And you see a body of Adeza fall, and they'll get BU for another foul.
Nasir Whitlock, 30 in both games against BU in the regular season. Great body control, good lift, can finish around the rim. And usually when he gets going, that's when he starts to try to score multiple times this year. This is a physical game, Jason.
Yeah, the foul there on Abdullah, Ruldi kind of undercut Adeza, so underneath out of bounds for Lehigh. Nice little move for Andrew Arosovic, first-year player from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, able to get that to go. And clock issue here, so blown dead for the moment. And a timeout as well on the floor. You see the freshman finding the mid-range to his liking. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. Lehigh 3 better than BU right now. First half of this Patriot League championship game, part of Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. Let's check in with Haley with more on Brett Reed.
Coach, obviously a hot start. You were expecting this, but what have you liked from your unit so far?
I like our activity on the glass. Our guys have been playing really hard, giving us a few extra possessions. I also like the fact that they've been unselfish. They've utilized the three-point line. Edward has capitalized on some of his mismatch advantages, both inside and out as well.
How are you guys dealing with the heat in here?
Say that again?
How are you guys dealing with the heat in here?
We're lighting it up. Let's keep it hot.
Let's keep it hot.
Haley in that chat with Brett Reed just moments ago, trying to join this group with at least 3 Patriot League tournament titles all time. A distinguished group there, Mo.
Oh, it sure is. How about the run Matt Langle and Colgate have been on? Ralph Willard, Don DeVoe, the great Fran O'Hanlon, terrific coaches in this league. And I thought it was interesting what Brett Reed said there, not only about the heat, but also that mismatch with Edward Benoit. They're going to continue to try to find that on offense.
Defty now on the block, kicking it back, gets it back from Alvin, and turned over as Whitlock looks to move the other way. Actually found out, though, Ryan Sassano, referee, came over. They stopped that last break because Adeza of Lehigh was having a little issue, we thought, breathing, so we stopped, able to get him subbed out. We'll track that again, as Ellie talked about, with the heat in here, if it continues to be a factor, as Alvey gets a bucket inside.
Alvey's so good in the semifinals. Super sophomore, great touch around the rim, and physical play, physical around the rim early. Defty, too many dribbles last time on offense.
His first bucket of the game, Lehigh its largest lead, and the counter right there from Chancellot.
Not only can he make buzzer beaters and game-winning shots, but what impresses me so much about him is his ability to drive and go to his left and then square his shoulders and finish shots.
Alvey position against Defty. Can't get it to go, but there will be a foul on the sophomore big.
You see Hank Alvey here using that size and strength, dropping that shoulder, step through, finish around the rim, nice angle there. And watch Gladden going to his left, squares his shoulders to the basket, that mid-range jump shot. Young guards out there, watch this guy play. He's terrific at finishing.
You understand why this BU team is so good at shooting the basketball, 50% from the floor. Shot 55%, Mo, against Navy, a team that had been top 5 in the nation in field goal percentage defense in the semifinal. And since the middle of February, 55% for BU as a team. They've got guys that can fill it up from all over.
Sure do.
Lehigh with Alvey, we know what he can do. Can't hit that second free throw. Now BU will look to push.
Whitlock out of the game for Lehigh, a little uncharacteristic early in the first half, but I think, as we've talked about the heat in here, a little rest and hydration important for everybody tonight.
Gladden on the take, watches it stay out. Ingram collects. Jurosevic pulls up, short on that shot from distance. Guy that likes to test things from long range. Dula steered out by Vasquez. BU in deep. And an opportunity to head to the free throw line for Tysinger. And the freshman was huge in the quarterfinals against American. 3 threes, 13 points. And the first foul there on Jurosevic. Again, as a team, BU 72%. I think about 12 points per game from the free throw line. Southpaw will shoot a pair. Well, during the month of March, Jersey Mike's will be collecting donations in support of Special Olympics athletes. Visit your local Jersey Mike's to participate. Second one coming here for Tysinger. And able to connect back to a 2-point game.
Another really good-looking freshman for Joe Jones. Pennsylvania native, 2 nice free throws, and BU just kind of hanging around here. 18-16 Lehigh.
Ingram gets it back. He'll step back and drain it. Triple time for Joshua Ingram for the second time in the half.
2 big threes, both on step backs for Ingram. Great range. As I mentioned, played a lot of minutes for this team.
It's 16 in the OT road win against BU, plus 3 rebounds, couple of assists, and 4 steals.
Where can BU find some other offense? Is it Tysinger? Is it Abdullah?
McNair doubled, got it back, and gets some second chance points.
Talk so much about his 3-point shooting ability, but it's because of that and that physical presence. He's now got 3 baskets right around the rim.
Again, no threes as of yet for BU 0 of 4. A team that gets about 9 per game. Turnover there, Lehigh. Just the first of the contest for the Mountain Hawks. Tysinger pulled up from the foul line. Got it! Dante Tysinger. Nice moments off the bench for BU, and it's a 1-point game.
Yeah, going to that strong left hand, another great mid-range jump shot for BU.
Alvey on the inside, can't score it, and they'll get Quinn Nielsen for the foul.
Micah McNair, just great size and strength, offensive rebound. You know, you're on the road. A lot at stake here. Got to find different ways to score. And as I mentioned, where are they going to get some extra offense from? There you see Tysinger with that mid-range jump shot off the bench. And there's the physical play. Nielsen with the foul.
Hank Alvey at the free throw line. Chance to chat with him during shoot-around this morning for a guy that has come in and gotten bigger, Mo, noticeably bigger. Said he bulked up physically. We asked him, what was the worst thing in the weight room to try to do that? He said the rotating block bench, his least favorite workout. But you know what? It's worked out because he said he feels so much more explosive on the floor, and you can see it.
Really impressive young man. I was impressed with him talking about his academic profile and what he wants to do when he grows up, and what a well-poised young man.
Architecture?
I mean, just drawings, it was really impressive.
Yeah, you do everything with computers now. No more angles and pencils.
Right, straight edges. But as you mentioned, Jason, what a terrific young man, so well-spoken, and what a big physical presence he's become.
Trying to make an impact in this game. Already 5 points, 3 rebounds, couple of assists. Corner look for Ingram. He's had the hot hand from long range. He'll go inside. Hands up from Defty. Able to deflect it away. Tysinger racing down. He'll attack and score. The freshman fearless here in the fight.
There's your offense. There's your answer, I should say. There's your other offense. It's Dante Tysinger, another terrific finish. Nice defense by BU. They're switching everything out front.
Couple of turnovers for Lehigh the last few trips down. That time they got a shot and get free throws out of it. And Boston using their freshman skill.
Yeah, using defense to turn it into offense. Finishing. BU on the road, hanging around. We got a great one here in the Lehigh Valley.
On one first half of the Patriot League final. A moment ago, Haley Sutton catching up with Terrier head coach Joe Jones.
Well, Coach, kind of a hot start there for Lehigh, but your team has settled in. What have you liked about the effort in this first?
Well, I'm going to talk about what I didn't like. They're getting a lot of loose balls. And, you know, if you're going to win a championship game, you've got to get the loose balls. They're quicker to loose balls. That's the difference in the game.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks.
Haley, Joe Jones and his team know about heartbreak in the tournament, Mo. You know, they win at Colgate and then no NCAA tournament. And then how about, particularly cruel, you lose 3 years in a row in the conference tournament in overtime.
So it's really hard to believe. You look at that run there and what Joe Jones has done. And he made a great point. You know, you want to win a championship and you're on the road. That's the difference. You know, they haven't shot the ball well, 0 for 5 from the 3, but Lehigh, 6 offensive rebounds, and they have 10 second chance points. That is the difference in the game. You see, Joe, it is hot in here, and he will get his team to focus on some of that. And Nasir Whitlock gets himself to the foul line. Really interesting there. That's exactly what they didn't want to do, is foul him on a jump shot.
And you look at Whitlock's career production as that rolls down against some gifted guards here last few years. Tyler Whitney-Sidney, Keith Higgins, and dinged up Cam Gillis at one point. And he's been the guy, and he has delivered the goods this year.
He is just an incredible scorer, incredible young man. Really fun to be around him today and throughout the season here. Great leadership, too. All the guys on the team talk about what he does as a leader as well as a scorer.
Again, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country, opting to work the paint. There's Hughes. He can't stick it, and Alvey with a nice box out on Defty for the board.
0 for 6, so give Lehigh a lot of credit. They're obviously guarding the three-point line, but BU's going to have to find a way to make some threes, keep themselves in this game.
And they were able to limit BU into 2 wins this year from long range. Doing it again here in this. And how about Vasquez able to stick it for the corner 3?
And how about the pass by Nasir Whitlock? He draws so much attention. Willing passer, terrific extra pass.
Largest lead of the game now for the Mountain Hawks at a half dozen. Gladden on the take, rejected. Alvey got a piece. Gladden got it back. And fouled by Vasquez.
Now this Vasquez 3 for Lehigh was great offense, but it's really set up by Whitlock. See him here? He does a little shot fake and then quickly kicks it to the corner. Nice job by him just drawing the defense. He draws so much attention, a willing passer. And now Chance to the free throw line. Try to slow this pace down a little bit for BU.
Yeah, Whitlock, Mo, in the semifinal, 22 points and 10 assists. And then there's Gladden, who at times has just put the team on his back in those big moments. Again, 26 points for Gladden in the semifinal win at Navy. We've seen the buzzer beater, but 24 of those points were in the second half, including the last 10 in a row. There was another beauty shot that tied the game in the first place. In the final 10 seconds, Navy raced the floor, scored before his last second heroics.
And to pick up on that point, that winning shot he had, no timeouts for BU, got the ball out of bounds, got behind the back with his left hand and finished.
Whitlock showcasing his lethal skill.
Speaking of finish, how about that? You know, gets himself to the foul line, makes a great assist, and all of a sudden things open up for him. That's what great scorers do.
And you see the Terriers, their ability in this tournament from long range near 50%. And a foul on the way to the bucket. Looks like it'll be on Benoit.
BU doesn't want him shooting here, doesn't want him shooting here. So where does he shoot it from? Right in that mid-range area. BU's trying to keep him away from the basket and off the three-point line, and he's taking what they give him.
Vasquez picks up that foul. That's his second. So the junior from Carson, California will take a seat. Defty turns around, goes with the right hand and watches it fall through.
What a soft shot. Every time he gets it on the rim, it has a chance. I think BU early, when they were really good to start the game, they got the ball into him. They're going to have to continue to do that.
5 of 5 from the floor for the guy second best at making field goals in the country percentage-wise. Peter Kramer, walk-on sophomore for the Mountain Hawks, who's given them solid minutes all year. Can't stick it. Defty. Handoff for McNair. Thought about going back. Couldn't get it to him. Now, his chance thwarted by Albert. McNair going stripped out of bounds off of BU. Third turnover on the Terriers.
Number 2 in the country in field goal percentage. Drop the shoulder, get the ball up to the rim. Terrific touch. I'll have to continue to do that. And that last drive by McNair, this is a physical game now. You got to jump stop in the lane. You got to finish strong. You can't leave anything to chance. BU down 5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Alvey only taking 2 shots in this game after making 13 field goals in the semis. And Ingram on the attack. Tysiger reached in and fouled him.
Little change there defensively for BU. They choose to double down in the post, and what that's going to leave is a kick out, and they kicked it all the way across, and Ingram's already made a couple, so a late run out. That's a hard guard. See if BU continues to try to double Alvey in the post.
Red Reed's team converting from long range and from the free throw line. Added up, the lead is 5. Under 5 left to go in the half. Whitlock rattles down another 2. After a quiet start, Mo, suddenly he's got 8.
I mentioned this a few times over the last couple of weeks, watching him play. He really lets the game come to him, and that's what makes him so impressive about his 30-point games. He doesn't force anything.
McNair wanting one and getting one. First triple of the game for BU.
Great offense. Throw the ball inside. Make the defense drop off the three-point line. Kick it out. McNair's got great range.
And once he gets one, look out. They can come in a hurry for number 20 in red. Kick out Whitlock. Kramer drills it. Guy with 2 big threes in a win against BU here in the regular season. Gladden pulled it back down. Kick basketball out of bounds and a timeout.
Well, scoring on full display here on both ends. Nasir Whitlock, that in-between game, effortless. Michael McNair, one of the best three-point shooters in the country. Throw it in, kick it out. BU needed that big three, and how about the drive here by Nasir Whitlock? Peter Kramer, big three. The Mountain Hawks up here in the Patriot League Championship.
Lehigh up 7 late first half here of the Patriot League final. Ahead on AT&T at the half. Adam Zucker, Wally Zerbiak, Mecca Okafor, John Rothstein. Love scores, highlights from around college basketball. Break down who's in and who's out in the latest bracket. All ahead on AT&T at the half. Teams getting to the big dance when it's been a while. Queens, first time ever. Tennessee State for over 30 years. Austria, quarter century. Jerry McNamara and Siena there for the first time in about a decade and a half. And for BU, Mo, they haven't played in a tournament game since 2011. They did win the title in 2020, but it's been a while since they've been to that next step. For Lehigh, it's been since 2012. For both teams, been a decade or more since they've gotten a chance to actually dance. McNair out of the timeout. Lost the handle, but Benoit stepped out of bounds.
It's an important offensive possession here. This is the second time McNair's gotten to the rim, and it's physical down there. Officials have done a nice job letting him play. Ball's slippery. It's humid in here, as we've mentioned many times. So you really got to be strong with the basketball when you get to the rim. Try to get yourself to the foul line, which I think would be really important for BU here. They got to find a way to score. Really important 3.5 minutes for Boston University here now. Down 7. Want to try to get into halftime under 5 and then regroup a little bit for a close second half.
McNair surveys the scene along the baseline. Half impeded there by Ingram. Tries to go over him. Denied. Again, won't fall. Solid D there from Joshua Ingram. Mountain Hawks on a tear offensively. Ingram straight away. His third three of the half. First double-digit lead of the game.
Joe Jones going to call a timeout. 7 for 10 from the 3 for Lehigh.
BU trying to settle things down because they're hot and heavy here in Bethlehem. Sunday noon Eastern, catch the Women's Patriot League Championship right here on CBS Sports Network. We'll find out the matchup after tomorrow's semifinal round. Navy, the regular season champs, hosting Lehigh. Mountain Hawk women won the tournament last year. And then it's Army and Holy Cross in the other semifinal. Lily Fandre, terrific player for Lehigh. First team all-league, led the league in scoring. We'll see how things shake out and which of those teams will have the chance. Perhaps Lehigh will have a chance to repeat as Patriot League champs on the women's side.
Huge possession, Jason, here for BU. See if they go inside, get depth to your touch.
Gladden ends up taking it himself. Can't finish. Again, the shooting percentage still about 50% for BU. Just 1 of 7 from long range and 7 of 10 from deep for Lehigh. That's the difference. Benoit. Bounce look. Alvey rejected. Ingram left open. Can't get another, and Abdullah, solid rebound.
Roof was about to come off if he hit that one. Another offensive rebound, though, for Lehigh.
Alvey blocking that away from Gladden. And Lehigh's protected it pretty well. Just 2 giveaways in the opening half. Whitlock. No dice, and Defty able to secure it. And BU scoreless here. 2.5 minutes. Trying to break out of this funk. Gladden, kick back, Hughes. Strong take. Popped out. Defty. He missed it, but foul. Just the 4th foul on Brett Reed's team of the half. In this team, when you look at the stats, you're wondering how are they getting things done? It's really been the defense that's made a difference in big games for this team.
Talk so much about their offense ability, especially Whitlock, Alvey. We talk about that, preview it, but it's really been their team defense. And tonight, it's been their guarding of the 3-point line. Been tremendous here in the first half.
And Hughes shut down Defty. They'll get Benoit for a foul. A ton of contact there.
Yeah, this is one of those games. It's a big one for both sides. You got to grab it, maybe make one extra shot fake, and power that ball to the basket. If you're BU right now, you got to try to get to the free throw line every time you can to slow the pace of this game down a little bit. Changing defense here for BU, little 1-2-2 zone. Try to just take Lehigh out of their comfort zone offensively.
Able to break it, Benoit left alone. Quick 3, doesn't fall.
Great defensive change there by Joe Jones and the staff. Forces a quick contested 3. Now a chance to maybe cut this game to 6 or less going into halftime.
McNair can't get a step back 3 off. He does that time. Popped out. And another foul here. Dueling for the rebound. It's going to be on Lehigh. It's going to be on Ingram.
Well, you see the step back there by McNair. He had a little mismatch. They couldn't get the ball into Defty. Ingram got switched out on Defty. They couldn't get it into him. Nice team defense. And again, creating fouls. Baseline out of bounds underneath for BU.
Kramer back in for Jurosevic here. With under a minute left. Underneath out of bounds for BU. Lob into Defty. Defty, 5 of 5 shooting. Going to struggle to get him even more touches. Hughes open from the corner. Can't put it down.
Hughes had that shot to open the game. He's had a couple good looks. Nice kick out by Defty after that little flex look out of the baseline, out of bounds. And Coach Reed going to use his timeout.
Lehigh wants to talk about it. Get a good look here for this final stretch of the opening half. History in the Patriot League Championship. Brett Reed taking this program to victory twice, 2010, 2012, and then the last 3 times they've been there, losses, Mo. We asked him today at shoot-around, what's kind of the difference in big games for you? And he goes, it's basketball. You just never know.
No, I thought you asked him a really good question too. You know, what do you try to give, because this team has been there, you know, multiple times. What kind of, you know, advice do you give? I thought that was great. Like he said, hey, we got to play basketball. We got to go out there and do what we do well. And they've done that in the first half. They've guarded the 3-point line. They've played physical, and Whitlock has been effective scoring when he needed to be.
And again, as you mentioned, bided his time. Benoit out of the blocks with the first 5. Ingram's done his thing. And then Whitlock has picked his spots. Is another one coming right now at the end of the half. Looks like it. Yes, it is! Nasir Whitlock helps the Mountain Hawks soar to the locker room with that big shot. An 8th first half triple for Lehigh against one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. It's the Mountain Hawks dialed in from deep.
Nasir Whitlock, ability to make big shots, great body control. You knew he wasn't giving it up, and he has delivered again.
Well, Haley is standing by with Lehigh's Joshua Ingram.
I mean, Joshua, you've been electric from three. Your teammate Nasir hits that big three. What's working from deep for you guys?
I think it's just, we had shoot around earlier today, so I know we felt confident coming in this game shooting the ball, and it's showing right now.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Mountain Hawks look confident, and they look convinced that they can get things done for that. The Patriot League Tournament Championship Trophy. Lehigh up 11 here at the half. We're sending Adam Zucker and the crew in New York with AT&T at the half. Coming up after this, you're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota.
This is AT&T at the half. Connecting changes everything.
We are at the half of the Patriot League Championship between BU and Lehigh. Adam Zucker back alongside Emeka Okafor, Wally Zerbiak, John Rothstein.
Yep.
Someone's going dancing tonight. And Emeka, I think you were all over what you expected from Lehigh back at home, hitting threes and up 11.
I mean, what you see, game got off to a pretty close battle, I think, but the home crowd starts to have an effect. Once the coach mentioned how hot it was in there, and once the team got warmed up, they just took off. And everybody's contributing. Whitlock has 11, Ingram 9, Benoit 8. Almost everybody except one person has scored on Lehigh. So it's very, very difficult to beat a team 3 times in a row. And I think that Lehigh came out with that intention. If they keep this up, they should do it pretty easily.
They look like the more aggressive team. Being at home really helps that. They had a great shoot around. They're comfortable with the confines of their gym, and they came out lights out from deep. And it wasn't Alvey and Whitlock at the beginning. Obviously, the scout was to slow down those guys because they've been rolling. But, boy, Joshua Ingram's been lights out. He's been a flamethrower with 3 threes. There's the step back. I mean, they're drilling jumpers from all over the place. Jalen Vasquez gets this one in the corner. Just a great game plan. They're pushing the pace. They're using the home court to their advantage. That was a pretty pristine first half by the Mountain Hawks.
Yeah, they're not ready to turn on the air conditioning yet.
No, hot gym's great. You jump higher, you run faster.
Stay loose.
Stay loose.
Give me the air conditioning anytime. BU is cold. They're 1 of 9 from 3 so far. Let's get you caught up on conference tournament action around the country, starting in the SEC. Chris Beard and Ole Miss taking on his former employer, Texas. Longhorns have lost 4 of their last 5, a projected 10 seed entering the day. And Malik Dia from Ole Miss giving us a developing situation here, Wally.
Yeah, trying to play spoiler is Ole Miss. Bust some bubbles. Dia hits the mid-range again. Rebels up 18-8. Tremont Mark then gets it to Dalen Swain. He hits the 3. Longhorns are down 11 right now. How about Dia? Hits another step back, but he might leave the game hobbling. Not a good sign. We'll see if they can hold on.
He wants a warmer gym. Earlier in the day, by the way, Auburn over Miss State. The Tigers, of course, riding the cut line. Big opportunity now against Tennessee. Tomorrow, you see the rest of the bracket before you there. To the Big 12, A.J. Devonta out there right now for BYU against West Virginia. Emeka must-see TV.
Yeah, gets the plane, knocks that down, and then Dominique Diamande off the steal, coast to coast. Windmill, man. Cougars up 6.
Hello.
And then Devonta comes up with the steal, goes coast to coast, and slams it home for the and one. He would have 17 points in the first half, and Cougars are up 31-23.
Hoping to face Houston. Double-double, bubble in the Big 12. UCF in better position entering the day than Cincinnati, but they were down 8 late. Riley Kugelwally finishing off a regulation run to get it to overtime.
Yeah, 8-0 regulation run to get it to OT. Then in overtime, JaMychal Stillwell hits the short jumper. Hits 17 and 15. Day Thomas cuts the lead to 1 for UCF. Celestine, last chance there, misses the shot, and UCF advances to play Arizona.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, here we go, John. We now know this was Bobby Hurley's last game for Arizona State.
It was. Taman Lipsey going to drill that 3. It was 22-8. It's a 29-point lead, and then Joshua Jefferson makes it 31. The 49-point win for Iowa State was the largest margin of victory in Big 12 tournament history. After the game, Arizona State announced it will part ways with Bobby Hurley after the season after 11 years of service.
There you go. So Iowa Iowa State against Texas Tech tomorrow. As we told you, UCF and Arizona. Still got TCU and Oklahoma State coming later tonight. To the ACC, Cal projected as the last team in the bracket, taking on Florida State. But the Noles looking to play spoiler, Emeka. Here's Kobe McGee from the corner.
Robert McCray drives, post up, takes it to the cup. Florida State 28-15. McCray drives it again, but feeds it to his Thomas Basong for a two-handed match.
Woo! Look at this. You gotta win to stay alive. You're down by 14. Winner there, of course, would get Duke. Carolina awaits the winner between Wake and Clemson still to come. Other matchups already set for tomorrow. Virginia and NC State, plus Miami and Louisville. John, and SMU could have used that win.
No question. SMU could have used that win. Cal is going to be out if it loses to Florida State. Texas right now playing with major fire against an Ole Miss team that has a sub-500 record. If Texas loses this game, I will move them to Dayton in my bracket, which is ironic because last year Sean Miller was in Dayton against Texas when he was the head coach at Xavier. So something to monitor there.
Do any bubble teams want to win?
No.
I mean,
no, this is the worst. It's the worst collection of resumes
ever
for bubble teams that I've seen in all my years.
Go get a win. I mean, you got an opportunity on a neutral court.
We're having a hard time getting to 68.
I'll tell you who's playing well is A.J. DeBonsa. 17 in the first half, 40 yesterday. This guy just likes to lace them up every day and get buckets.
Don't send your resume to John Rothstein.
Well, I'm just telling the truth. Nobody wants to be in.
All right, we are at the half of the Patriot League Championship. Emeka, we got more threes coming in. Here's Nazir Whitlock. What do you think?
It's good.
You're right. We're not big on misses around here. We got more when we come back. All right, we are back, and Indiana.
Baby.
There goes another bump.
Baby.
Yeah, okay. They are 2 for 10 shooting right now in the second half, and this is a must-win situation against Northwestern. Winner would face Purdue. One championship game in the books. The Southland Conference. McNeese trying to win it for a third straight year, facing Stephen F. Austin. John, strike up the Javon Garcia band.
I was once at a UMass practice, Adam, and now Javon Garcia is at McNeese looking for another trip to the NCAA tournament. He was ridiculous. He had 25 points. Tyshawn Archie up top. Garcia throws it down. A party for McNeese. 3 straight NCAA tournament appearances.
They're on their way. Lehigh halfway there. How does BU regroup for the second half here?
Right now, it's a mindset. It's do or die time. Season's on the line. They're not shooting that great from the three-point line. So, all right, give it a try. If it's not going in, you have to go inside.
All right, let's see what happens. The second half from Lehigh is on the way here after the break. We'll see you after the game.
Thank you for watching AT&T at the Half.
Welcome back to Bracket Week presented by Kubota. Lehigh shooting strong from deep. 8 threes, Mo, here to seize control of this championship.
Shot the ball really well and shared the ball really well. 7 assists.
Back courtside at Stable Arena, Jason Knapp, Mo Cassera. Again, BU came in with the notoriety for their ability from long range, just 1 of 9 for 3. And more importantly, Mo, they've just hit 1 of their last 8 shots overall from the floor.
Let's give Lehigh a lot of credit. They really guarded the 3. They defended it, and BU struggled to shoot it here in the first half.
And Lehigh finding some openings early on, able to set things up and get their shooters pretty clean look.
Yeah, they went inside early, but then 8 for 14 in the first half, 7 assists, as I mentioned, and every shot was an in-rhythm 3. You see Whitlock with that ability to step back there and that big one at the end of the first half. He was terrific.
Let's look at who brings it home, brought to you by Wayfair, and what it's going to take for these teams to bring it home.
Yeah, BU's got to guard the 3. They've got to defend the 3. They've got to push the pace, and they got to get up and make some threes then. And for Lehigh, you got to control the glass now. Every possession matters. You're trying to get to the NCAA tournament, play without fouling, secure the basketball.
Well, for more on the BU perspective, let's check in with Haley Sutton.
Yeah, just walked with Coach Joe Jones to the sideline. He was really frustrated early in that half, if you remember, about how his team was not getting to the loose balls. He said they adjusted better to that, and they also adjusted well with Whitlock, other than that final shot. He said offensively, they've got to take advantage of Deffy Moore in the paint. He has to be more assertive. They have to get the ball to him. He's got to win that battle in the paint, and when their shooters are open, they have to hit those three-point shots, guys.
Haley, thanks. Yeah, the rebounds even at 17 apiece, and Defty When he shot it, he's made it. 5 of 5. Can they get him more opportunities to get position and take those shots?
And when the ball goes into him, good things happen. If he doesn't score, he can make the defense drop and kick the ball back out. If you're BU, you're down 11, your season's on the line now. You don't have to get it all back in the first minute. Possession by possession now.
And the one thing that shows you that things have been a little stagnant, just 2 assists on 12 made field goals for BU. Second half underway. Right away to Defty. Working on Alvey. Able to get it up, over him, and in.
Doesn't he have a terrific touch? Back down, turn around, and that gets it to 9. As I mentioned, if you're BU, possession by possession. One of my keys, play without fouling. Try to get through the entire game, entire possession now, secure a rebound and push the pace.
6 fouls on BU first half, 5 on Lehigh in the opening 20. Vasquez trying to establish Alvey to start off the second half. Lehigh's big, goes up and can't put it down. Gladden, just 1 of 5 for him shooting in the first half, and now Hughes just running and right into Vasquez, an offensive foul.
BU early here goes into Defty, where he's been so good, as you mentioned, coming out of the half, Jason, and finish. And then these are the things on the road, big game, you just can't have. Freshman mistake there, little too much physical play because you don't even get a shot that possession. Got a little momentum. You've got to take care of the basketball. Can't turn it over. Get a good shot every possession if you're BU. If you're Lehigh, take some time off the clock. Make BU defend through the entire shot clock.
Second foul on Hughes, and now they'll get Benoit flattening the freshman Hughes. That'll be the second on the sophomore from Lehigh.
We talked about earlier, this has been a physical game. I mean, this has been a physical, hard-fought game. Two teams, as you mentioned, Jason, came into this game playing really well, tons of confidence.
Well, we have another close finish. The 8 Patriot League tournament games thus far this year decided by an average of 4.8 points. And both of these teams have shown an eye for the theatrics with buzzer beaters. And also 2 teams that have played more overtime games than any other 2 in the country. 7 for BU, or excuse me, 7 for BU, 6 for Lehigh. That's touched out of bounds. It's going to belong here to the Mountain Hawks.
BU trying to find that other scorer. Sam Hughes, couple looks there, can't finish. Abdullah's had a couple looks, hasn't been able to get it going. He was 8 for 8 in the game earlier this year. He's a guy that can really fill it up, so they need some other offense from another position.
Alvey underneath. Stays with it, can't get it to go, and a late whistle on the Terriers. It's going to be on Defty. That'll be his second.
Well, I thought they were going to call the foul on Alvey coming back in, pushing him here.
So it'll be Alvey at the free throw line. You mentioned the ability of Alvey on the post. A lot of that comes from guys feeding him like Whitlock. He talked about the relationship with Whitlock, said met him on his recruiting trip, and some of the other players said this place felt like home. And he has fit in quite nicely, part of the Patriot League All-Rookie team last year. And stepped it up again this year, second team All-League, All-Academic team as well. How does BU change that, Mo, and get finishes on offense?
Yeah, keep throwing the ball into Defty. Good things happen.
Defty again, scores it.
Yeah, right on cue. He's either going to score or he's going to allow you to kick it back out where McNair or Abdullah or Chance Gladden have to make a big shot now to get them back in the game.
And he's still perfect, 7 of 7 from the floor. A couple of free throws for 16 points. Whitlock. Lost the handle, but it deflected off Defty out of bounds. Lehigh will keep it.
This time pushed off the block a little bit. Alvey late getting there, but he gets the ball up quick, got great hands. 10 on the shot clock here.
Defty had career high 26 against Lehigh back in January. Trending that way maybe in this championship. Ingram put it up. McNair got a hand up to alter it, but Alvey cleans it up.
Hard worker, isn't he? Just in around the basket all the time. Give Brett Reed and his staff a ton of credit. They just continue to find ways to get baskets, hustle play, extra effort.
8 now for Alvey, sophomore from Mapleton, Illinois. Back to a double-digit lead here for the Mountain Hawks. Turnover, BU 6th on the Terry. And pass intercepted, Gladden and company taking it away. Vasquez almost poaching it back. And Ryan Sassano says it's still BU ball.
Find ways to get extra baskets, hustle plays. You see just the push-out position there by Alvey. Does a great job getting his hands up, using those big shoulders. And Jason, it's actually wet out there. It is so humid and warm in here. We saw our first slip there. And see Nasir Whitlock trying to. It was Defty actually who fell trying to run back on defense. BU still down 10 here, just under 17 minutes to go. I like this sub right here. I like Tysinger coming back in. I think he's that extra guy maybe on offense. Go a little bit smaller. Defty out of the game for a second.
Yeah, both primary bigs sit. Nielsen in for BU. And it's a little run here for Adeza to spell Alvey for Lehigh. And the 2 regular season meetings both decided by 3 points or less. Right now, double-digit lead for Lehigh. Gladden struggling, hands up from Vasquez. And let's see, is it out of bounds or a shot clock violation? I think on the deflection, will they reset it? Let's see. Officials maybe going to take a peek, or do they have? Let's get an explanation here. And the officials are looking for shot clock violation. Sean Campbell giving us that information.
Previous foul is under review
and the hands
to
up
make sure that it occurred prior to the shot clock
see.
expiration.
Shot clock. So they called the foul, but did the shot clock expire first? And they have a foul there on Adeza. Looks like the shove maybe before the foul. Did they blow the whistle before it expired?
There's the hold on Adeza right there. Let's see. Adeza's down here. That's where the foul is called. I think after the shot. There's the grab right here. There's the grab.
Yeah. Now that's clearly the foul. Question is, did it come before or after the shot clock expired? Mike Milione leading this crew.
My look at it, Jason, I think it should be BU ball. I think that the foul was before the shot clock. But Joe and Dr. Brett Reed get a little extra time here to talk to their team, catch their breath.
After review, the foul occurred prior to the expiration of the shot clock period. The clock will remain at 16:34. It will be Boston's ball on the end line with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Jason, mark this down. I was right, and the referees agreed with me. I want this documented. All right, so down 10, big possession here. I think that's a little bit of a break for BU, and a good hustle play there. Try to get yourself an extra possession and get McNair going here. Gladden's been kind of stifled out. You got to give Lehigh a lot of credit. They're man-on-man, on ball, and defense and defending the three-point line has been terrific.
And have been key reason this team has been on a tear as they stormed their way suddenly to the 2 seed in the Patriot League playoffs. And the top-seeded Navy losing at home to BU in the semis. It got Lehigh the right to host here this Patriot League final. Isinger, screen from Nielsen. Kicks from McNair. The drive for the junior. Pulls up. Ingram influencing that, and Lehigh will have this one. That one will be shot clock violation.
Physical half-court defense, just guarding every possession, playing through. Good job with the hands straight up and down. Officials letting them play. That's about as good a defensive possession as you can have if you're Lehigh.
Defty back in. And turnover story for BU. 7 of them now in the game. Ingram, maybe a touch out of control, couldn't get it done. Good transition defense there from Lehigh to get that. Abdullah threw it up. Nobody there to chase after it on the glass. Out of bounds and a timeout. Lehigh still with a double-digit lead at home in the championship.
Back here at Stabler Arena with Lehigh leading by 10, thanks to Nasir Whitlock, who is the subject of our Reese's player profile. The Lehigh junior guard put up his second double-double of the season in the semi-win over Colgate. He's got 11 so far tonight. But as the conference's leading scorer, Whitlock told me he draws inspiration from his favorite NBA player, Chris Paul. He said he got some great advice from CP3 when he was younger. Paul told him as a small guard, he's got to be willing to create his own chances. And no better example of that than his viral buzzer beater against Holy Cross in the quarterfinals. Lehigh head coach Brett Reed telling us Nasir was talented before he got to Lehigh, but he committed to the process of getting better, just like Chris Paul told him all those years ago. And Jason, he even said he's not allowed to wear that coveted number 3 jersey hanging in the rafters, but safe to say he's creating his own legacy for number 1.
Certainly the case. They have that number 3 retired for one C.J. McCollum. Sean Whitlock, Nasir's dad, he's here at the game, and when he comes to watch his son play, he likes to sit in the visitors' area. Does he like watching their faces react to the pain his son inflicts?
That would be tough for me to do, and nice set play out of the timeout by BU. Chance Gladden using that big physical body against Whitlock that time to get to the basket. Big defensive possession here for BU.
Gladden coming off 26 in the semifinal. 5 now. Remember, he had a massive second half in BU's surge back to victory. Ingram. McNair, strong D. Gladden into the paint, leads for Defty. Blocked! Rejected there by the Mountain Hawks. Alvey backs out of the double team, looking for an opening. Jurosevich can't get it. That's going to be off of Abdullah and Lehigh ball. Another look at last contact.
It looked like it was off BU there. BU on offense, Jason, before. I like that for them. Down 8 now. Push the pace. Try to get up and down the court before that half-court set defense of Lehigh, which has been so good.
And they have really neutralized BU, especially from 3. And just 1 of 9 from long range of the Terriers. Haven't even taken one of the first 5+ minutes of this second half from long range. Benoit, the and one. Now the sophomore from Montreal, Canada, Mo, hurt his knee, second game of the season. Played the next game in West Virginia, then decided to have a little minor procedure, sat out the rest of non-conference. Came back in a flurry. His scoring's been down of late, but man, he's ramped it up at a big time in double digits now.
Started the game going to him because they like that mismatch with his size, and then when they need a big basket, they go back to it again. Terrific play there for Benoit to get another look around the rim.
And they attack at Defty, who picks up his 3rd foul. Semifinals, Defty sat for a chunk of the second half, came back in, then fouled out with about 3 to go. So watch that. Again, BU only has a 7-man rotation. Defty again on the offensive end. Can't finish. A couple of free throws coming up for the 7-footer. It's the third on Benoit as those two trade fouls at either end. Defty at the stripe. Spent time with Germany's under-20 national team last year. And another towel off of some wet spots on the floor right by the free throw line. Again, the students on break this week, Mo, but some diehards checking things out and a good crowd tonight at Stable.
Yeah, spring sports teams are here cheering on their Mountain Hawks, and Lehigh has basically said, you throw it into Defty as much as you want. We don't think you can beat us making twos. We're going to guard the three, make Defty try to beat us.
Defty makes the first. Let's check in again with Haley.
Well, you guys, we've been talking about how warm it is in this room. Mo keeps mentioning the humidity. I've spoken with both athletic training staffs throughout this game. In talking with Boston U, she said the biggest thing is keeping these guys hydrated. So as soon as the players come off the floor, they're immediately given their water bottle. They also have electrolytes, Gatorade, anything to keep these guys hydrated. As for Lehigh, there's an entire Gatorade cooler just full of ice to keep those guys cool.
Haley, thanks. Defty watches the second one rattle down. Give him 18 points now. Defty and Benoit, only players with 3 in the foul category. Jurosevic for Vasquez. Surging in, altered on the inside by the length of Defty.
This is where BU needs to go. Try not to play against that set half-court defense.
Not able to get numbers down the floor quick enough. McNair, step back. And stick it. Alvey saves it. Nice footwork on the baseline for the Lehigh big. Whitlock, mid-range. Yes! 13 now for Whitlock. Dad,
not too excited, but I'll tell you, because he just doesn't miss that shot. I mean, it's just effortless, and the ball almost doesn't even hit the rim. What a score.
I mean, you see BU's ability from long range, just not in this game, so they keep going to their success point in the paint, and that's Defty, and he's fouled again.
Hey, you see, just that sums up the game a little bit. Just been a little quicker to the basketball, and look at the legs, square to the basket, and finish almost effortless. What a score, Nasir Whitlock.
And you heard Haley talk about him coming in. Brett Reed, he said he was really great to continue to accept coaching and shore up maybe some of the rougher spots of his game. Everything looks smooth right now for the junior. Defty can't find the range from the baseline. Lehigh will walk it up 11, trying to build on the Mountain Hawks' largest lead of the game.
That time Defty got pushed off the block, so instead of shooting around the rim, that was more like a mid-range jump shot. You see a little fatigue set in here for BU.
He's missed his last 2 takes from the floor. Vasquez goes strong, blocked, but also contact. And it's on Defty. Timeout here, Joe Jones. 12:27 left to go. Lehigh in control. The fouls starting to pile up. Defty with number 4, and BU trying to work out of a hole. Bracket Week on CBS Sports Network continues tomorrow 3 Eastern as the men's Mountain West quarterfinals tip off from Las Vegas. Find out who will move one step closer to securing their spot in the big dance right here on CBS Sports Network. Again, you look at CBS bracketology, Mo. Utah State looks pretty solidly in.
Yeah,
we'll see about the other 3.
I love Utah State. I had a chance to watch them on the network a few times throughout the year. I think they check all the boxes. They're the type of team that can certainly find their way into that second weekend.
So Ben Defty there, Mo. In the actual score that we're looking at, it's listed as 4, but we're told that an earlier foul being changed. So right now, Defty's out, and that would give him and Sam Hughes each 3. And that'll be big. We'll see how long Defty stays on the bench. Quinn Nielsen is back in for BU. Vasquez missing the first. Lehigh 7 of 10 from the free throw line. Got the second. Again, 8 assists per game last year. Tops in the JUCO level and has come in and been a fixture at the point for Lehigh this season. Up a dozen, biggest advantage of the night for the 2 seed. Gladden denied Adesa. Nielsen working hard underneath. Nice pass there for Abdullah, who can't get it to go. But a couple of free throws on his way. Vasquez picks up another foul. It's his third. Abdullah at the line.
See if BU changes defense here a little bit. Goes a little full court pressure. Maybe try to get the ball out of Whitlock's hands. Just change up what they're doing defensively.
Abdullah, see the clap. BU trying to turn up things defensively and creep a little closer.
Yep, there it is. Little 1-2-2 trap back into some zone. Now drop back to man-to-man.
Whitlock. Another attack. Can't get the hop. Tapped out by Nielsen, but right to Urosevic. He'll try it and knock it down.
That's been the difference in the game. Hustle plays, extra efforts, extra possessions. BU gets the stop, but then the kick out and the big 3 for Lehigh.
Terriers again still struggling on the offensive end. McNair lost it. Tysinger got it back, and his energy keeping the Terrier heartbeat pumping.
And offensive ability. He can score. He's going to have to stay in the game now because he may be their best option offensively.
Able to check in now with another bucket. Terriers trying to get this back into single digits. And another foul on the take there. As Lehigh looks to seal this and get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time in over a decade. Urosevic left open, drains it. He loves it. They love it in Bethlehem. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota in the Patriot League. Racing down. He'll attack and score. His third 3 of the half. Lehigh 53, Boston U 42. About halfway through the second half of this Patriot League final. Nasir Whitlock has thrown up 30 in both meetings against BU this year. Not quite there, Mo, but each bucket for him feels huge.
It sure does, and he's made big baskets for them, even none bigger than that one at the end of the first half. And as this game starts to creep under the 10-minute mark, he becomes so important because he will control the ball. He's a terrific free throw shooter. He very rarely turns it over. So this is the time where BU's got to make a little bit of a run here.
And his dad looking on. Nasir Whitlock, Mr. Basketball in Minnesota in 2023, first team All-Patriot League. And averaging 21 per game, highest point total for any Lehigh player since C.J. McCollum, going back to that great run in his career in the early 2010s.
And how about the transition defense of Lehigh? Sprinting back, stopping the ball, not allowing anything easy in transition.
Tysinger flips it back. Gladden trying to get an entry pass to Defty. 3 on the timer, kick out. Gladden's got to put it up, short. And everything's felt a little off kilter in that time, maybe a little rush deep into the shot clock.
I think it's worth noting here too, little fatigue starting to set in for BU. This is a team that has battled through this Patriot League tournament and end of the season. A lot of travel and a lot of play with 7 guys.
Tapped out by Defty after the Alvey miss. Ingram able to get it. They look to set it back up again. Whitlock out, so who will facilitate? Vasquez, nice pass. Alvey, strong finish.
Great two-man basketball. Also taking time off the shot clock and really making BU have to guard in that half court.
Excellent work for the Mountain Hawks. Back to a 13-point cushion. Abdullah can't stick it. 1 of 12 from long range in this game for the Terriers.
Vasquez done a nice job of pushing and playing two-tempo basketball, pulling it back out, taking time off the shot clock.
Patience here for the Mountain Hawks. Under 10 now left to shoot. Ingram dashing in from the baseline. Strong move, score.
Big threes in the first half. Terrific on-ball defense. Big X factor for Lehigh.
See his numbers, those 3 killer triples in the opening half.
Yep.
11 now, 4th Mountain Hawk in double-figure scoring. 15-point lead, it's balloon 2. Going back to Defty, and Lehigh knows it, and we're ready for it.
Just kind of sums it up. Every loose ball, every kind of tip ball, or as you say, 50-50 ball has gone Lehigh's way this afternoon. A lot of credit to the Mountain Hawks. They've been quick to the basketball.
Another drought, 2+ minutes scoring-wise for BU. Lehigh trying to capitalize. Alvey setting things up. Defty comes across and will commit the foul. That now will be his 4th.
Terrific two-man basketball here. Watch him run right to the basket. Great hands, great job. And Ingram, just physical play, great size, getting the basket. And now back to the foul line.
And Alvey converting the first. 9 of 12 from the stripe for the Mountain Hawks in this game. Check it again, Mo. They've changed that foul as well. Not on Defty. It's 4 now on Hughes. So a couple of potential 4th fouls for Defty. It's Hughes now, the player with 4. BU trying to change the dynamic on offense. Gladden gets in deep, and that'll be a trip to the free throw line for him. But for the Mountain Hawks, could it be a trip back to the NCAA tournament? Looking good right now for the home team. Nasir Whitlock, Hank Alvey, and crew, they are balling out here at home. In Bethlehem, Mountain Hawk fans feeling good, up 16 with less than 8 to play, chasing a championship here in the Patriot League. Again, in a league where the better your seed, the better chance you have to host. It's been hard for teams seeded third or lower to win. It's only happened 3 times in the 35-year history entering this year of the Patriot League tournament. But Mo, it happened to Brett Reed and his team the last time they hosted the final a decade ago. Holy Cross didn't win a road league game all year. Then they won 4 in a row in the tournament to stun the Mountain Hawks.
We were here. This place was packed. It was electric. I mistakenly brought that up to Brett Reed today and quickly changed the subject. What a job they've done this afternoon and just getting better throughout the season.
And again, Boston able to dispatch the top-seeded Navy midshipmen in a heartbreak. Joe Jones and company with another thrilling win, and a thought for the Mids. Hopefully their season potentially, see if it gets extended in another postseason tournament. They're a 26-win squad that won the regular season title in the league by 6 games.
Very impressive all season. Certainly hope they continue to play, and I know Lehigh certainly wants to keep continuing to play, and they are doing a nice job now in the half court, running the shot clock down almost every possession.
Benoit bang there as he got it. Tysinger there defensively. And that's going to be the second on Tysinger. And Benoit to the free throw line, 17th foul on the half here for the Terriers. Missed it. Long tap out, right to Whitlock.
All evening long, every single play like that has bounced Lehigh's way, but give them credit. They have been the more aggressive team.
Ingram for Adesa. Skip back. Benoit. Can't hit it, and another one into the grasp of Lehigh. Benoit again. Can't get that one. Out of bounds. Tapped out by BU. Another loose ball that goes the way of the Mountain Hawks.
Bench has been really good for Lehigh tonight, too. Adesa there, you see great energy and effort. He gave a big chest pump going over to the bench as Alvey comes back in for him, but their bench has been really good. Dr. Brett Reed and staff have used their bench magnificently this evening.
Whitlock holds it in this Lehigh team. Last in the Patriot League in rebound margin. -4. Alvey, though, and company, they've gotten big buckets whenever they've needed, and they're +5 rebound-wise in this game. Rejection. Thought about running with it, and now they'll spend some clock.
And this is where Whitlock's so good. Pace, under control, and you can't foul him because he's so good with the basketball, and he will get all of his teammates involved now.
Nice pass. Alvey, patience. Tip, no. Out of bounds off of him, BU ball.
Alvey roll here to the basket. Great hands, keeps the ball high, strong around the rim. What an impressive young man. But he was fun to talk to today, wasn't he? Just so excited, humbled, and talked so much about how connected and how much this team likes each other and works together, and they are showing it this evening.
Tysinger looking for Defty. Still giving it a go. Too strong. The BU team an average 76 points per game. Most points for a Terrier squad going back to the late 80s. Right now, stuck in the 40s. Whitlock can't get that to go.
Very uncharacteristic miss. He switched back to his right hand. But as you mentioned, Jason, the three-point difference tonight has really been incredible. BU 1 for 12 from the three-point line.
Tysinger doing all he can. His 4th straight field goal make without a miss. 10 points for the freshman. Brett Reed giving instructions for Whitlock. And the double coming and fouled by BU. That's on Defty, that will be number 4.
We think.
Yeah.
Well, finally his 4th. But that time BU went to double team Whitlock just to force the ball out of his hands and try to make somebody else make a play. But when you do that, you can't foul the best scorer in the Patriot League and put him on the foul line.
So BU will go small here. Defty comes out with the 4. It's Whitlock at the free throw line. And that one falling through. Brett Reed, who we mentioned before, complimenting Whitlock, said he was patient and mature with his growth process, accepted coaching, continued to get better, and mentioned didn't take shortcuts. Said a lot of kids want to do that. He's done things the right way, and look at what's transpired for he and the players around him.
Absolutely, and he has inspired them. He's stayed, he's waited, and you don't see that often in college basketball these days. A lot of credit to him, and he has played on both ends tonight.
Abdullah, another misfire from long range. 1 of 13 for BU from deep.
Every possession now is going to be Nasir Whitlock just creating or trying to force a foul.
Whitlock, dunk down for Ingram. Timeout, Terriers. And there is a lot of belief in Bethlehem that Lehigh's going to be working its way back to the NCAA tournament. The lead stretched back to 19. It's been surgical from Dr. Brett Reed and company.
And I mentioned this early on in the second half. If BU doesn't make a run and get that under, around 5, when Nasir Whitlock has the basketball in the last 5 minutes of the game, it's almost over because he's either going to create a foul, get to the foul line where he's so good, or he shares the basketball so well as we saw in the last possession.
Brett Reed, not a lot of guys with a PhD, Mo, coaching college basketball. He's got it, an instructional technology specialization in sports administration. And again, those 2 titles in a 3-year stretch with great group of players, including McCollum, who, remember, in his senior year broke his foot in January, was out the rest of the year. They still made a run in the Patriot League tournament, but ultimately last 3 trips here in 16, 17, and 24 unsuccessful. Trying to see if the Mountain Hawks can surge back here in 2026. Every stat flipped in the direction of the guys in brown and white.
Yes, without question.
Gladden trying to get some space, looking for McNair. A pretty clean look, and still the same result. This harkens back, Mo, to BU's title win in 2020 when Colgate was an elite three-point shooting team, and they held the Raiders to under 20% from long range. It was a key piece of the Terriers' win on the road. In this game, unable to hit threes, is looming large for BU. Ingram gets the roll, why not? Everything else going Lehigh's way.
Sharing the basketball, confidence, team defense, execution on offense. They have done it all. They've really played from the opening tip like the better team tonight.
Gladden, lob back, Defty. Lost it, it banked in and one.
Give this BU team a lot of credit, boy. 7 guys, and they keep battling all evening long.
Fighting to the finish. Lehigh trying to finally finish things off. Lehigh in control. For more on Dr. Brett Reed, here's Haley.
Well, it's so interesting in basketball, right? A lot of times coaches have to sacrifice time with their family because of their obligations to their team. And thankfully for Coach Brett Reed, he doesn't have to sacrifice too much with his son Brendan, who is on the sideline there you see him on your screen. Brendan hasn't gotten much time on the court, but it's been so valuable for him and Dad just to bond as the season has gone on. Coach Reed even told us we're on borrowed time, and so just to have that relationship with him on the floor. He mentioned senior day being so special as well. So it's a family affair. They're a basketball family, and they're closing in on a championship together too, guys.
Haley, thanks. It's pretty cool. Brett Reed's dad was a high school and junior college coach, won a JUCO national title in his career at Oakland Community College in Michigan. And Brett said his wife, Kendra, her dad was a coach, so you know how that is. You're the son of a college coach. You know how it
runs deep, and you care. And I got to tell you, I was able to meet Kendra today, actually, and the rest of the family out at the Lehigh baseball game this afternoon, as you mentioned how warm it was today. You mentioned Brendan, and I met Calvin and McKenna, and wonderful family. Obviously have been such a huge part of this community here in the Lehigh Valley, and that basketball runs so deep. Brett said his mom and dad are watching back home. So wonderful for them to see, and I'm certainly they should be really proud of the way this team has been coached and played this evening.
Alvey kicking back for Ingram. The Mountain Hawks being patient. Extra pass. Alvey working under. Can't get it to fall. And McNair looking to pick it up. And they're going to have a foul on Vasquez with contact against McNair. And that's the fourth on the junior. Joe Jones still coaching his group up.
Yep.
And McNair working his way to the free throw line. And the ball kids and their towels been getting a workout.
Sure have. The last time these two teams played, it was before that huge snowstorm in the Northeast on a Sunday afternoon early game, and everybody was sprinting out of here trying to beat the snow out of the parking lot. And here we are tonight. Everybody's sweating in here.
McNair putting down the first. Reed looking to get his team across the finish line. Again, the bracketology projections, either of these teams likely be a 16 seed and be headed to the first four in Dayton, much like American was last year as the Patriot League representative. Across the timeline, Vasquez. And now another slip there, and that was Tysinger, who lost his footing, and they're going to work on that spot of the floor again.
Yeah, it's bad out. It's bad out there now. From obviously when these guys fall on the floor too, their sweat and everything is just almost hard to wipe up because it's so humid in here. I see Whitlock directing traffic.
And Brett Reed's team looking to get an 18th win, Mo. They started the year 3-8, and again, a lot of the teams of the Patriot League will take on some rigorous non-conference games and positioning themselves to play better in league play. And you always that seems to be the case for Brett Reed's teams over the years, to play better as the season progresses. Don't forget, up next, the college basketball experts in the studio will talk things all conference tournaments. Bracket Week presented by Kubota. That continues here on CBS Sports Network. How about Benoit? He's really versatile. Got the mop. That's sophomore service right there.
You mentioned, Jason, at one point I was looking back. They were 4-10 at the end of December, and 2 of the wins were against non-Division I teams. So, going into the new year, they only had 2 Division I wins, and now here they are in position for an 18th win. We got great hustle and effort here on the floor. About to get, their 18th win and go to the NCAA tournament. It's incredible.
We asked Brett Reed about it a little bit. I said, what kind of change? He said, well, you remember, we're kind of missing a power forward for the non-conference. Bube Moma, who have been so good for the Mountain Hawks his first couple of years, missing his 2nd straight year to injury, and then Benoit got hurt early. So they struggled at that spot, finally able to piece things back together. And again, that size and the all-around cohesiveness continuing to grow as conference play continues. And a chance to make it 8 out of their last 9 in the win column and a trip back to the tournament. Missed pass there from Vasquez trying to link with Albert. And a foul there and a block. And Mo, while we're talking about, struggling, kudos to Joe Jones, his coaching staff, and his team. Again, if you weren't with us at the top of the show, they have 7 guys out for the year with injury. At the start of the year, Joe Jones was worried, how am I going to get all these guys minutes when you have more guys in gray than in red?
I mean, it's incredible. I'm glad you brought that up again, Jason. What a job Joe and his staff have done. And we touched on it a little while ago. The end of the regular season, they play a hard-fought game in American, go back all the way up to Boston, play another hard-fought game against American, go to Navy, win on a buzzer beater, get on a bus, come all the way to Lehigh with 7 guys and 7 guys out for the season. Incredible that they're even in this position.
Again, his team continuing to battle. Joe Jones credited that group. He goes, I don't know if we're as successful without the support and energy from the bench brigade and the injured guys there. Benoit, man, he has been money in this game. He started strong and helping Lehigh finish with a flourish. And now Mike Milione, I think the basketball had a little perspiration on it too. He wants to get that cleaned off. And Benoit going to come out here in this final stretch. Again, phenomenal for him. 13 points, Mo. Again, after he missed time with injuries, first 14 games back, he averaged 13. Just 5.5 the last 8. So him to be able to be another scorer continues to bode well for Lehigh going into the NCAA. Take there for Gladden. And a foul on Lehigh battling for the rebound. And as this game has gone on, it has been tougher and tougher for the Terriers to crack Lehigh's defense. Again, BU coming in, #1 in the league, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage. 50% and 40%. They're 38% overall, Mo, and they are 7% from three-point.
A lot of that is credit to Lehigh. We've talked about it. Their transition defense, their half-court, 3-point defense. And I think the other factor is fatigue. I think that at some point, BU, the 7 men they have, their legs, their travel, the intensity of this moment just caught up with them a little bit. But as you said a few minutes ago, a ton of credit to them and their staff. They have continued to battle, and what a run for them to get here to the Patriot League championship game.
There's the sophomore from Cranston, Rhode Island, Asmar Abdullah. Couple of free throws. And one of those key players in the group of 7. And have gotten just about all of the run in the midway point of the regular season. And now Abdullah flattening, I believe, Whitlock in the corner. Yep. And we'll walk to the other end for more free throws. Well, we'll check in again with Haley, who's been texting with a rather famous Lehigh alum.
Well, listen, obviously the fan base here at Lehigh has been incredible in this arena. But we had a chance to catch up with C.J. McCollum, one of the more notable names who suited up for the brown and white. He sent a text that said, it's dope to see Lehigh in this moment. It's cool to see your alma mater on the big stage, especially when it doesn't get the national love some other programs do. He went on to finish by saying that he is excited for Coach Reed. He said he deserves this, and he is ready to see another banner hung right next to his name, with his name retired up there, guys.
Patriot League Player of the Year as a freshman. 2 Patriot League tournament titles his first 3 years with Lehigh. McNair can't get that to go. And it's season 13 for him now in the NBA, now at the Atlanta Hawks.
Wow, what a career he's had and gone on to have, and certainly stays connected with this Lehigh program.
Hughes out. BU still trying to find a way. McNair not able to stick the three. It's going to be a foul on Vasquez, and that'll be it for the junior point guard. Super game here for him in this tournament. Able to get 4 in this championship game, 3 assists, couple of rebounds. And again, helping orchestrate things for Lehigh. Good news for him, going to be another game. Most likely again in Dayton coming Tuesday or Wednesday. Kramer will come back in here for Lehigh. And it's McNair back at the stripe. It's going to be hard to swallow, you figure, for BU. Mo, program record for threes this year. That guy, single season record for threes with 110 now in the years. The 4th Patriot League player with 100 plus in a year. He's not able to get in any sort of flow on the offensive end. And credit Lehigh. Been amazing for a team with 19 field goals, just 3 assists for BU. Hughes will come back in. Offense, defense again with Defty playing with 4 fouls.
Really important for Lehigh here. Go meet the basketball. Be strong with it. Control the tempo here. Ball fakes. And number 1 will probably keep the basketball as much as he can.
Trying to get it across the timeline. They do. Still pressure on Benoit. Loose, fighting for it. Hustle there from McNair, but Lehigh, have they gotten every loose ball? It feels like it.
Sure does. And great point, Jason. I think every loose ball just bounced their way, but they were aggressive. They went and got it. Benoit done a really nice job. You know, started the game with some big baskets, been physical and strong. And see here, just Joshua Ingram strong with the basketball and smart too. They've taken advantage. They've executed their game plan.
Sophomore from Montreal sticks it. Defty back in. Hughes out. And Brett Reed still preaching to his group as they try to put this one away. Second one good for Benoit.
Some chants, we want Duke in the background. They had a little experience playing them with CJ.
Well, first things first.
Yeah.
They get to the first 4. Again, that's
a possibility.
Likely destination for this team, again, based on bracketology projections.
I'll tell you, one of the things that makes this Lehigh team dangerous, you know, especially if they can, you know, get in that first round, maybe, you know, in Dayton, but Nasir Whitlock, because he can control the tempo of the game and he can score, this is a dangerous team. And they've got some size, they've got some depth, and obviously, as we've mentioned throughout the broadcast, they're playing really well right now at the right time.
And connected and converting at the most magical time of the year. Whitlock give him 16 now, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. 4 assists, a couple of rebounds. And the Mountain Hawk fans ready to celebrate. They want Duke again.
Yeah, this is a moment, a last minute. If you're a Lehigh fan or playing here, you will not forget. Don't get this opportunity too much. Hard to get here, and it's been a hard-fought game, I'll tell you that.
certainly the case. Ingram with another foul. Gladden back at the free throw line. And what a clutch performance for him throughout the second half of the season, and again back-to-back last second shots in the Patriot League tournament to help get this team there. And they have a promotion here. If you miss 2 free throws,
this would excite the students that are here. Some free Chick-fil-A tomorrow.
Yeah. Free food on the way. Yeah, nobody eats.
Brickin' for chicken.
And maybe the only thing fans here are bummed about in this second half is it has been just a suffocating performance for Lehigh.
Really has, and at all positions.
Well, this team sweating and working hard at it here throughout this game.
Yeah, when you want to win and get yourself to the NCAA tournament, meeting the basketball, being strong with it, going and finding the ball, and Dr. Brett Reed and his staff and his team have done that tonight from the opening tip, and they have gotten almost seemingly every loose ball. Joe Jones mentioned at the first media timeout, he felt like that was the difference early on, and they've done it throughout the basketball game, and they got a 13-point lead here and on their way momentarily here to the NCAA tournament.
And Cup back in 2024, this Lehigh team made it all the way through to the final, lost at Colgate last year, and lost some key pieces to injury, struggled. Just 11 wins, only 6 in conference. And, we talked about the sub 500 start, but the end result is going to be a trip back to the NCAA tournament for the first time in over a decade. Be solid. Lehigh with a prime performance. Whitlock into the front court, and he'll just work some clock and let the fans start to celebrate. He wants everybody up. And how about the BU players huddling there, remembering their remarkable run at the end of the year. It'll be a shot clock violation, and then the final seconds will come off.
Yeah, Brett Reed's going to get his son in the game here. What a feeling, what a moment. Congratulations, Lehigh.
Some of the other backups getting on. Brendan Reed on there, Henry Adiasa, Tommy Conniff as well. And they get the lead, the celebration, as it's a Mountain Hawk high here in Bethlehem. Lehigh surging back to the NCAA tournament as Patriot League champs for the first time since 2012. One of the best offensive teams in the nation held in check by this Lehigh team. And Haley is with one of the stars for Lehigh, Joshua Ingram.
Josh, you are Patriot League champion. What does this moment mean to you?
It means everything. You know, my freshman year, me and Naj, we were here and we lost, but we wanted more. So, you know, this year we wanted to make it count, and that's what we did. You know, we put our best ever, left everything out there.
This was a series between these two teams that was so close in the regular season. Why was your team able to come out and dominate in the championship?
Yeah, when we played them at home, you know, that was tough when we were down, and then we played them at their place. Now it's a clutch shot. And we knew this game, we need the same energy we did when we beat them the first 2 times. It's hard to beat it 3 times. That's what we had the mindset for, and that's why we came in here and won.
You have a Patriot League championship, and you're going dancing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
The celebration is on in Bethlehem. Haley, Josh, thanks. Lehigh, 2026 Patriot League champions. We'll get you to our New York studio, and Adam Zucker for Inside College Basketball. We'll come right back for the Patriot League trophy presentation in just a few minutes. Take it away, Adam.
This is full circle. Jason and I used to give Lehigh highlights in Northeast Pennsylvania.
There you go.
Back at WBRE. Much debate about where the celebration will go from now. Tally ho. The Nest. Zest. You guys were shouting them out last night. Congratulations to Lehigh. Adam Zucker back here with Emeka Okafor, Wally Zerbiak, John Rothstein.
Yep.
Is there anything like watching a team punch their ticket when they have to win a league like this?
It's the best. Just the emotion in that building was electric. Players really stepped up. What a performance. This was such a tightly competed tournament in the Patriot League, and then Lehigh just showed dominance tonight. Not just the big dogs and Whitlock and company, but everyone else stepped up and played outstanding basketball. It was quite a performance.
You are seeing right now, too, why nobody is going to remember what happened in the regular season in the Patriot League. You are defined by whether or not in these conferences you play in the NCAA tournament. My heart still breaks for Navy for what happened on Sunday, but we will remember, obviously, this season based on the fact that Lehigh went to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, what I saw out there was Lehigh saw an opportunity. They had they were playing for a chance to go to the NCAA tournament on their home court against a team that they've beaten twice. And young fella said, it's like, hey, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. And they came out with their mind sight. They had their minds right. They had the correct mental energy, and you know, seeing them out there, I got my sneaks in the trunk, man.
There you go.
I'm ready to jump in there.
We'll drive out to Bethlehem. Some students didn't go on spring break, so there is going to be some fun tonight. We are also going to have the trophy presentation for the Patriot League champions back in the dance for the first time since 2012. With you until the bottom of the hour here on Inside College Basketball. We are ready to send it back to Bethlehem. Home court for the Patriot League champs from Lehigh. Haley Sutton standing by with a big smile.
Thanks so much, Adam. Well, I have joined on stage by the Patriot League champions, Lehigh University. Guys, congratulations. Before we get to you, I'm standing with Jennifer Heppel to present the trophy. Jennifer?
Congratulations to all the teams this year's championship. It's a great event. Lehigh, you're going to the dance.
Here he is. I was looking for Coach, and you're standing behind me. Coach, obviously, a lot of excitement in this moment for you. Your team is celebrating with the trophy. You're going dancing. What does this mean for you?
Well, it's incredibly special for me. I love the way these guys have come together. They didn't allow dissension or anything to get in the way. They actually had a lot of unity and trust in everything that we were doing as coaches, and then they trusted each other. That's signature for what we did today. We had balance. We had everyone stepping up. They were following the game plan, and it produced this result. But look at this. This is beautiful. These guys are so happy. I'm so proud of them. I'm so happy for Lehigh University as well. It's a great academic institution. There's people who love us, who care about this program, and I couldn't be more proud to be their coach.
You shared a moment with your family as well. We saw Brendan get into the game. Just from your perspective, how special is this for you?
I can't tell you how much I love my family, how supportive they've been all the way through. To be able to coach your son and have this moment is like a dream come true.
I'm going to let you go celebrate with your team, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let me see if I can get through here and get our MVP. Nasir, where you at, my guy? This way. I want you to be seen behind this big trophy over here. Nasir, when we talked earlier today, you said that this moment was so important to you because you've worked so hard to be a champion. Now that you have accomplished that, what does this mean to you?
It means the world, and especially able to do it with my guys right here, especially everything we've been through, right? So the ups and downs, and I think we started league play 0-2, but we believed. You know, we believed in God and we believed in ourselves, and He blessed us to be able to be in the position to win. So.
Why was this unit around you able to accomplish this today?
I just said it. You know, we were rooted in God, we were rooted in Christ first and foremost, and we believed in each other. You know, from the spring and from the summer, we grinded. As soon as we lost in the play-in game last year as a 9 seed, so we grinded. We were able to get the 2 seed and be able to handle business at home.
And you're going dancing. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much.
Your Patriot League champions, Lehigh University. Adam, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Haley, and way to go, Mountain Hawks. My phone's blowing up telling me Tally-Ho is the next stop for all those interested.
Let's go.
In Bethlehem.
I'm in.
We can get there. How great is this? John, I know it's not an exact science, but what sort of seed do you think for Lehigh? I know they were 15, 14 years ago.
Yeah, I think you could see them in the same type of neighborhood. And look, a lot's going to happen, too, on what happens in the rest of these conference tournaments. If a Missouri State finds a way, who beat Liberty tonight, to win, obviously, its league title and get the AQ and goes to Dayton, that's going to bump everybody up. So I think a lot of that is still being written as we get to Sunday at 6 o'clock.
We saw the emotions just now. How great was that, right?
That's awesome. Just so happy for Lehigh to get to go to the dance. Great luck, much luck going forward.
There you go.
Nice guy.
Cool. We are going to be back in an hour because coming up next is We Need to Talk 2 minutes later than originally scheduled. Not bad. Tally-ho!